Good morning. It is the 18th of May, the 19th by the time you guys are hearing this, but welcome to Time to Live podcast with Quad and Rev. I am Reverend and my compatriot Quad.
Good evening.
And welcome to episode 8, the oldest or newest episode. I don't remember what I was going to say there. We got some pretty interesting stuff to talk about today. And Quad, you want to go ahead and take the lead on where we're going next?
Yeah, sure. So we are going to talk about, I don't know, let's do a featured Let's Play because, well, we were supposed to have a guest on, but he couldn't make it. So let's just wing it.
All right. Shit.
Yeah, this is gonna go well, isn't it?
Thanks, folks. You know, you know what? I got one. Sparhawk. I'm putting him out there. Persona 4 and others, but Persona 4 especially. He's got a fantastic, silky smooth voice, lovely energy, and he's brought the joy. Like, I'm not a fan of Persona. I have absolutely no interest in any of the media surrounding it, but I follow his LP of Persona 4 like there's no tomorrow. And it will be a very, very sad day when he finishes it, because that means there will be no more Persona 4 from him.
Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, I do. I've watched some of his stuff. I'm not too big of a follower of this because I don't have too much interest in Persona. I probably have more interest in it if I played it myself, but yeah. But I watched some of his stuff, yeah.
See, and I have absolutely no interest in the game either. It's just there's something about the way that he does it that has me addicted, like more so than Kitchen Nightmares or anything else that Gordon Ramsay's ever done. I really enjoy every episode of his Let's Play, and I can't say with certainty that is true of everyone else that I've ever watched. So I don't know what he does, what little demon magic that he summons to addict me in such a way, but he's done it.
Yeah. So yeah, go check him out. Sparhawk Gaming, isn't that his?
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, I just winged one, just chosen one because he is quite a nice guy, so why not just feature him? So the person I'm talking about is currently doing, I don't know, he hasn't uploaded in 2 weeks. He needs to get on it. But he's done some Don't Starve, some Mass Effect, and most recently Worms Revolution. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, it's not ringing a bell.
It's Tog.
Oh!
Yeah, Togman RDP.
Yes, good old Torg.
Yeah, he's a fellow Norwegian even. And yeah, he does do a good job of it, I guess. He's still learning. So yeah, do go support him and check him out, and yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. For as much crap as everybody gave him for the longest time about not doing episodes, when he started doing it, it's kind of like he took everything that everybody had learned and been talking about and just brought it all in together at once. And no, it really shows. He's grown by leaps and bounds even in the few episodes that he's put out.
Yep. And that's fairly admirable. So yeah, Togman RDP. Yeah, go check him out. So yeah, and now we are going over to, what the hell are we going over to?
You're the one that wrote the schedule.
Yeah, I know, but I forgot to bring up my bloody notes. There we go. Okay. So I know you've had some fun this week, more specifically on training.
Oh yeah, broken finger and all. But
Yeah.
it hasn't affected my gaming abilities. I don't use my middle finger for much when gaming, although working has been a bitch because I've been typing, and typing with a broken knuckle really sucks.
I can believe that. Although I haven't broken any fingers before.
Really?
Nope.
We'll get you sword fighting.
No. I refuse to.
That's not what you said in the IRC the other day.
Well, I want to do. I don't want to do, the sort of hard physical things you do. I want to, like, fencing or something like that.
Oh, well, okay. The FCA has fencing.
Yeah.
So what have you been playing this week?
I'm going to ask you first. What have you been playing this week, Red?
Well, I said I was going to play some Tenchu Z, and I didn't. In large part because my spouses were on this Fringe marathon. I think they're on season 3 now, or maybe 2, but they watch episodes back to back to back to back to back. And I didn't really have an opportunity, but I have been playing Candy Box, which is kind of spread amongst our IRC group.
Yeah, I'm probably the only one that's actually finished the game.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near. I think I just unlocked Hell.
Okay. Yeah. I finished the game a couple of weeks ago. I was playing it, and yeah, it took me probably a week to finish it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think I screwed myself when I chose the life sword.
I chose life sword as well. There's really no difference in what you choose.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so I've been playing that, and several people, we were in a voice chat the other night, and several people were like, no, Rev, you should totally LP it. And I was like, no. I don't do LPs. That's where I draw the line. And they're like, well, you could screenshot. No, not happening. So, yeah, there's a lot of that going around, and so I kind of caught in on that craze. What else was I playing? There was a game that I finished.
Oh?
Oh, yes, Portal 2. Thank you, Matt. My husband reminded me. I played through and finished Portal 2 with the developer's commentary. And I wish, A, there was more commentary, and B, that there was an always play option, so that it would just continuously play and not make me have to search down those buttons and blah.
Uh-huh. I haven't done that.
It's kind of interesting. They tend to, give you some insight into the design choices that they've made, or, little jumps that they've done in technology, and the thoughts that went into certain choices, things of that nature. I really enjoyed it. And then because of Travis, who was supposed to be on our show today, shame on him, he's currently Let's Playing The Force Unleashed 2, and I realized that I had never beaten that game, primarily because I got bored with it, and I don't know. It just made sense to me in my head. I needed to start playing it, and I'm now about halfway through. So that's what I've been playing.
Good. Now let's go over my list.
Your giant list.
Yeah, that's why I let you go first. So let us begin. I've been messing around some in Arma 3, flying helicopters and such. I found it fun. I forgot one game too. I played some Battlefield 3 multiplayer. I didn't play too much, but I did play it.
Okay.
Dota 2, as always. I did try out Fez.
What did you think?
It hurt my eyes.
Were your eyes open?
Yes.
How did it hurt your eyes then?
It was... I don't know. I think I'm having some graphical problems with the game. And I really shouldn't have graphical problems with the game. But the thing is, I've been having some screen tearing in the game. which means I just can't play it because it keeps flashing in my eyes. And when it does that, it just starts to hurt. And I can't play it. So I'm going to have to sort that issue out before I can play on. I did the first section, and I just couldn't continue because I was getting annoyed. So yeah, but the concept seems quite good. But I don't know if it's the type of game I will enjoy too much. But I will give it, a roll again if I can sort out that issue.
Okay.
Yep. And let's continue on. Against Icarus Online. Heard of it?
I have heard of it. I saw about 45 seconds of gameplay that somebody linked, and it sounds and looks amazing. I would most likely want to play it. I just can't.
Yeah. The thing is, I've been playing a bit solo, but I've also been playing with one of my friends, and the game seems quite interesting. I'm enjoying it. I just would like to have at least 4 people when playing it. 4 people on one ship. That would be cool. So,
well, if somebody out there has a spare key of it or something, and you don't mind somebody who may or may not be able to do it at more than 6 frames per second, then I might give it a shot.
Good. And, of course, Mount and Blade, Warband, and with Fire and Sword.
And progressing well there, I assume?
Yeah, I've given up with Fire and Sword. It's too easy.
Too easy?
Too easy. And then you have... Well, when I can beat 40 people on my own, it's too easy. And I've been trying out Reuse? Something like that. And yeah, that seems like quite an interesting game. It's sort of a god game, indie game that was on Kickstarter, I don't know when, a while ago. And they've given out, they've got early access out. Or is it released? I don't know, something like that. But it does seem like an interesting game. Quite fun.
What's it revolve around?
You have 4 giants, aspects of, you have a swamp giant, a tree giant, a stone giant, and a water giant. The water giant creates oceans, the forest giant creates forests and plants and all that. The stone giant makes deserts and mountains, and the swamp giant makes swamps. And when you do those things, you will have a village pop up in one of your newly created biomes. And yeah, you need to help them develop by giving them plants, giving them animals, and so on and so forth, minerals and all that.
So it's kind of like a black and white type game.
Yeah, but it's more like it's more indie, let's say. It's not that graphically intensive or anything like that, but the game looks good anyway. You should check out a video on it because it's quite hard for me to explain it. It's R-E-U-S. Reuse.
R-E-U-S.
Yes. So yeah, fun game. Check it out. Does seem it sort of works on eras. So you play for maybe an hour and then you finish an era. No, it's 20 minutes. Then you finish an era and then you continue on. They're going to implement longer game time soon. I don't know when, but it does seem like sort of a beta stage or something. I'm not too sure. It's not finished, the game, though, as far as I know. And then we have Star Drive. I've been messing some with that. It's not something I will probably play again. Because I played it and it's too easy. And I've been trying out some War of the Overworld Bedrock beta. That's also a game I kickstarted. Well, it's a game I kickstarted. I didn't kickstart the other one. And yeah, it's so unfinished. I I played some of it, but yeah, I just can't continue. It's like Dungeon Keeper 2 or Dungeon Keeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a fairly interesting concept, and it does follow a lot. It does copy a lot from Dungeon Keeper. And I've been playing more Master of Orion 2. And I'm so enjoying that game. I play it too much.
Have you? I remember you talking about how you had beaten it. It was too easy, so you're bumping up the difficulty again.
Yeah. I've been keeping up with the bumping up and failing, and then managing to finish it, and so on and so forth. It just keeps. I just want to try and get really good at the game because it's probably more enjoyable by that point because the AI isn't, stupid.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week.
Quite the list. Quite the list.
Yep, that was a long one. So yeah, let's go on to one more thing. People have been asking one thing, and
Yes.
it's something about your name. We do know your name is Reverend DS, but most people don't actually know what the names where they came from. So let's just start with the easy one. Where does the name Reverend come from?
Reverend actually comes from gaming and pre-sword fighting. It was a title. I'm actually an ordained minister, performed 20 some odd marriages for friends and family. And when I started sword fighting, you typically choose a pseudonym for people to know you by, and I decided that Liam Neeson's character in Gangs of New York was pretty badass, and that would be the type of character I would be. So I might as well, and I went with Reverend.
I need to watch that movie again.
Yes, you do. It's a great movie.
Yes, I have a collector's edition of it.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is Reverend is rather common on the internet, and so any place that it doesn't allow me to register a username as Reverend, such as Reddit or YouTube or things of that nature, it just became easier for me to add in DS at the end, or in some cases the beginning, in case I had already registered and couldn't remember.
Yep.
And so the story of DS, initially it came from another online pseudonym that I had. We were playing a video game one night, and I was really, really drunk, and somebody asked me who my favorite...
Whoa, that was weird.
What?
Your audio just spiked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But somebody had asked me what my favorite time of day was, and it was like, well, it's dark. And then somebody had asked me who my favorite literary character was, and I said Slider, thinking Strider, but from Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. But I was drunk, so it came out as Slider. So they named me as Dark Slider, DS. The problem with that is, when I was living in Montana years back, we had a habit of going to Bozeman about once a month. And my friends really enjoyed bowling. I despise bowling, but I love bowling shoes. So I would go bowling with them for the express purpose of stealing a pair of shoes. And one day they all tried. They were like, "Come on, you gotta join in the game." No, I'm not gonna play. I hate bowling. We're just here to steal shoes. You guys go ahead. And they had the computerized scoreboard where you type in everybody's name. And my buddy leans over and types away furiously and goes, now you're playing. I've put you up there." And I look up and it says Reverend DS. And he didn't know me as Dark Slider. So I asked him, "What is the DS?" And he goes, "Thundernuts." And I have no idea how that made sense in his head, but we were all drunk. So Reverend DS stands for Reverend Darkslider or Reverend Thundernuts, depending on where you know me in my life.
Thundernuts. DS.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
So
Okay.
to those of you that were curious, that is Reverend DS, but everybody calls me Rev or Reverend primarily.
Okay. Right. So we don't really have a topic today, do we? Not a specific, a really deep one.
Well, we
But
had one, but somebody not getting their microphone, can't really blame that part on them, but still.
yeah, but we're still going to talk about it.
At least at low level.
Yeah. So, there's been some content ID match crap on YouTube lately, and more specifically, it points towards Nintendo. Yeah, they've been messing up with some people.
Just a little bit, but it has apparently been widespread, and having read through several arguments on the matter, and by which I don't just mean, several people arguing about it online, I'm talking legal arguments on it, I could go either way.
Yeah, well, they've content. I seem to remember something about Total Biscuit actually tweeting something about a content patch he recently did. I wonder if it was a content ID match against his Nintendo, where he actually speaks about Nintendo ID claiming. I don't know, but it was something like that.
Well, I
so
know
weird.
I know it's affected Northern Lion, and
Yeah?
it's affected several others. Zach Scott,
Yeah.
for example, I don't know who that is, but he's come up in several articles on the matter. I guess he's got about 200,000 subscribers, and most of his content is Nintendo games.
Yeah.
So it seems to be an across the board thing. They're not favoriting anybody. They're basically just saying, hey, if you have our stuff, we deserve the ad revenue for that.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Well, it like I said, I could go either way. On the one hand, I do believe that the effort of editing things together and providing commentary over the top of it does change it enough that it could be classified as fair use. On the other side, it is such unless you're doing very brief clips, you're kind of stretching into that gray area. And I really wish Travis's microphone had come in so that he could join us, because he works a lot with monetization and copyrights and things of that nature. And I think he could present a pretty good case for it either way.
Yeah. I haven't really been paying attention to it because I've not been affected by any content ID matches. Because what have I done? The games I've actually done, well, the studios either don't exist, or they are open source games, or they have an open policy for monetization. But I'm not monetizing, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, true, but even apparently, even if you're not monetizing, they can still content ID match and add adverts to it.
Okay, that sounds fun. But I don't have any Nintendo stuff, so yeah.
Now, see, here's the thing that I find most intriguing about this entire mess. Everybody is coming down on either Nintendo or the gamers, the Let's Players that are doing the videos. But where is YouTube's responsibility in this? Why is nobody getting pissed off at YouTube?
Oh, people are getting pissed off at YouTube for doing that.
Are they? Because
some people. Because
everything that I've seen, everybody's just been like, "Oh my God, Nintendo, you're shooting yourself."
Well, I'm guessing, Northern Lion, he's under Machinima, so he's supposed to be protected from content ID matching, and well, so if YouTube content ID matches something of his, it's kind of strange, isn't it?
Does it actually protect them?
Well, they do go out of their way to, help the people that are actually affected by it, usually. as far as I know, because it's a gaming network. They are people that join them are usually under protection from them, and the contracts that they have, they are allowed to use. But I don't know how Nintendo has done anything of that, so I can't really tell.
Hey, we need somebody in that industry, damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all well and good. I don't know, the content ID matching isn't something I've been stressing too much about, but it's a good thing to mention at least.
I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, good. So yeah, while we're on sort of the content ID matching and whatever, so there's been a recent post on, well, not too recent, recent post on Reddit about Paradox's policy on these things.
Didn't they just make another official announcement on the matter?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything. Have you?
I seem to recall seeing it on Let's Play.
I don't know. But there's the they have a contract out, sort of open to anyone. Before you actually had to print it out, sign it, and email it to them. Yeah. So what it says now is pretty much this. To whom it may concern, Paradox Interactive AB hereby gives permission to any third party to use images from Paradox Interactive's video games in his or her Let's Play videos, or equivalent solely on the following website, YouTube. And as long as such material displays the following copyright notice. Copyright 2013 blah, blah, Paradox blah. Interactive blah blah blah. This authorization is given even if the said video is monetized or contains advertisements. Should you have and then it's just the things on. So I know before they had a sort of a contract thing where you had to print it out and sign it. I think this is actually really awesome.
I agree. You know, see, and that's one of those things. It almost looks like two different game companies look at a situation and come up with two completely different possible solutions, and neither, like, one of them is operating in the best interest of their audience and the other is operating in the best interest of themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes, you got to admit, there's a certain level of respect that I mean, even if somebody were to dislike Paradox, that, you know, coming out and saying, look, as long as you're posting them and it's and you're doing a Let's Play of it, or the equivalent, as they said, to allow some wiggle room there, then we don't care what you do. You're playing our game. You're getting our name out there.
Yeah. That's what I think companies actually should consider. The names gets out there, and usually I watch a Let's Play, and I might enjoy it so much that I actually buy the game, because I wouldn't have bought it anyway if I hadn't, seen a Let's Play of it and actually seen how good the game actually is, and I want to try it myself.
Oh, no, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Northern Lion was doing Mark of the Ninja. I had never heard of Mark of the Ninja. I don't typically follow Northern Lion, but somebody linked that video in the IRC, and I watched about 3 minutes of it and went, "Dear God in heaven, this is an amazing game. I really want to try this." I went out and I bought it right then and there.
Yeah. That's what Let's Plays do. Or reviews. It was probably a first look at.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Why aren't companies actually doing this?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is, in order for a trademark or copyright to be applicable, not only do you have to have presented it to the world, but you also have to protect that. Because a good example is, and sorry, I'm turning back to Star Wars because that's what I know probably more than anything else in this world. If you don't make the effort, if you don't try to protect your brand's image, in the event that somebody is actually infringing on it, then when you take them to court, the courts can go, well, why didn't you do it in this case? Why didn't you do it in this case? Why didn't you do it in this case? And that actually reflects negatively for your ability to process that. And that's why we get stuff like LucasArts is suing the guys that are trying to fan make the next X-Wing game, or stuff like that. Because if they don't at least make the effort to do so in the event that something actually infringes and they go to stop it, the courts are less likely to side with them.
Yeah, well, but Paradox's letter there specifically targets Let's Plays.
True, but Paradox is also, let's be honest, Paradox is also a smaller gaming studio. I mean, let's keep in mind, Nintendo's been around since like 17 something or other.
17?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the company Nintendo has been around since like the 1700s.
Isn't that the 1800s? Wait a minute, I need to
maybe.
check this. Yeah, 1889.
Okay, so I was 100 years off.
Yeah.
But but I mean, as a company, they've been around forever in terms of entertainment companies. Can you name any other entertainment company that has been around since 1889?
I don't know. Not really.
Yeah, I don't think there are any other entertainment companies. And so when you're as old as they are, you kind of have, especially from where they're at in the world, they kind of have a bit of a much like some industries in the United States during our latest financial fiasco were too big to fail. Nintendo's very much that same. I think they're very much in that same boat. Nintendo at this point is too big to lose.
Yeah.
Like, they might lose in the short term, but in the long term, they've been around for 200 years.
Nintendo love tester. Yeah. So yeah, they've been. I don't know. I still think that companies should support Let's Playing and reviews and not content ID match them. I'm good with them taking trailers and saying that don't repost this.
But at the same time, without the content ID match, how do they know? I mean, there's a lot of Let's Plays of Nintendo games out there, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And how do you know, without manually going and watching every video, whether or not it classifies as a Let's Play? Because you could tag it and title it whatever the hell you want, and it could just be you sitting there silent with nothing but the game audio. And I can see the argument that that's more of a public distribution of their work than a full-on Let's Play with third-party commentary over the top of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
All of this might be moot, because a lot of this is using U.S. law, because that's where Google is located. And some of those things are in the process of being changed. There's a congressional committee in the U.S. Congress that's currently looking to revamp the copyright laws to bring it more in line with our digital-based age. And so we could find out, probably not for years, but we could theoretically find out in a couple of years that none of this really matters because, well, it's new.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see whenever it comes to it. But yeah, monetize. I don't know. I'm not too good on this. So yeah, let us just head on because I don't know. We didn't have any really specific topic.
Yeah.
But let's go over to the news.
News. So I'll let you do one because mine is going to cause me to rant.
Yeah. Which did I actually have? Do I actually have anything? Well, I'd like to talk about, I don't know, new DLC. I'm really looking forward to the, actually, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the announcement that's coming.
The announcement that's coming.
Yeah, it's coming on Monday. No, not Monday. Isn't that Tuesday? Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday, the 21st of May. And that's going to be the announcement of the Xbox 720.
Or Django, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. And yeah, so I know we are going to be discussing that a lot next week. Because it's probably the biggest thing that will happen next week. So yeah.
Well, we can hope that that's the biggest thing, but we do live in an infinite universe, so other things could happen.
Now, let's not discuss that. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I'm hoping they sort out the DRM thing so it's not always on, but so far it's looking good.
Well, I think if they don't address it at some point, at least substantively, then they will, to use the phrase that is used about Nintendo, they will be shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I won't buy the 720 if it has a always-on environment. No way.
Well, even just from a PR perspective, even if they're going to try and work it in some way, if they don't address the issue, that's going to cause a problem. They've been relatively mum on the subject till now, and if they have this giant announcement and then don't talk about whether or not don't put those rumors to rest, I'll be infuriated.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that they actually address it, that they tell us whether or not we are actually going to see whether or not we're actually going to buy it. Because as I said, I've been saying all along, I won't buy it if it's always on. Sure, if it's online activated, well, if you just need to be online once to activate it, I'm all for it. There's no problem with that. As long as it's not always on, yeah, I'm good.
Fair enough, and I think I would be mostly on board with that. I would prefer it not to be online activated at all, but I can understand where they're coming from, and I'm willing to live with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll give us give the community what they want.
Speaking of, speaking on that topic, I got into an argument about this, and I don't remember where, but somebody basically said it wasn't Microsoft's decision to go with the always-on DRM, it was the publishers.
Okay.
I had no idea where he was going with that, so I asked him to present any evidence, and basically his final thing was, screw you if you can't imagine all of the world's publishers putting economic hardship on Microsoft if they don't conform to their demands. And I just kind of giggled. Some people are not capable of critical thought.
Yeah. Okay, let me just... So, there's actually a racing game I may buy when it comes out.
A racing game?
Yeah. Gran Turismo 6.
I don't think I've ever played a Gran Turismo.
I've played most of them. It's kind of an in-depth racing game, so I do enjoy playing them. So yeah.
So what's big about this one?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All I know is I probably want it. I'm gonna check out what they're bringing to the table this time, because I did enjoy the older games more than the newer ones. So yeah.
Based on a quick Googling, it looks like the biggest thing that they are bringing to it is the fact that it runs at 60 FPS.
Cool.
Oh, wait, no. It also has 7 new tracks.
Okay, they should revamp all the tracks. No, they shouldn't, because there's some, in racing there are some fairly popular tracks and so on. But whatever. Let's go to your topic, because I know what it is and I can talk about that.
All right. Okay, so I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I would go so far as to say I'm a Star Wars nerd. I have gotten into arguments over who shot first, Han or Greedo. And Han, by the way. But Disney bought LucasArts. We knew this was coming, and we were all hoping that Disney would make the right decision and, license out the Star Wars properties to competent individuals. And my greatest fear has become reality. The company, Danger Close Games, who originally failed miserably with Medal of Honor Warfighter and a couple of others, has been merged with EA Los Angeles, who has never actually put out a successful game. And everybody got together and they got pushed in, and the EA corporate headquarters has now created DICE Los Angeles. It is, as I said when I read this, the pants-on-head retarded studio, Danger Close, with failure-ridden, cancellation-filled EA LA. They're taking this combined "we suck at making games" and putting the DICE label on it.
Yeah,
and they're the ones that are going to be making Star Wars games.
Yeah, so they are hiring 60 new people. They're hoping to hire them before the end of the year. And what else? They've got people from Danger Close and another external talent. I have no idea who that is. I think I read about it earlier, but I can't remember who it was. So yeah, go ahead, rant.
Where do you even begin? Okay, so you have Star Wars, one of the most beloved fictional universes in history. I love him or hate him, and personally, I could go either way on George Lucas. He created something that basically could suit anybody. You could take just about any genre, plug it into the Star Wars universe, and make it work. I have read actual published crime noir novels where they changed the character names and set it in the Star Wars universe. Like they wrote it as a 1950s LA noir or something like that, and then just stuck it in the Star Wars universe and did a find and replace, and it worked. So you have something that's that fantastic, and you're putting it in the hands of one of the most incompetent groups of developers in the history of developing games. And the sad thing is they're going to make money at it because it's Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, and I'm going to buy Star Wars just on the off chance that it's not horrible shit. But I think it's going to fail.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it doesn't fail. I'm hoping they actually do a good job of it. They may or they may not, but do we actually know what... do they actually have a plan over what they're going to make? Is it going to be a first-person shooter?
We don't know that yet. They haven't made that announcement, but given the history of their combined talent, most likely.
Yeah, and it's going to be cover-based as well. And we're going to hate it.
But we're still going to buy it, and... because
I'm not
going to
buy it.
Well, I will.
Yeah, you will, because you're a big Star Wars nerd.
Exactly. Unless they
Yeah.
do it as a prequel, then fuck it. I don't like the overglorified fanfic that was the prequels.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a hot button topic for you. No, it's I don't know. I love the universe, and I'm honestly subscribing. I formulated this conspiracy theory. See, EA just doesn't have the balls to come out and fire all of their incompetent developers and just say, "Fuck it, you guys are gone. Here's your pink slip. Get out of here." So what they're doing, and here's my theory on this. They're taking all of the worst developers that they can't fire for tenure reasons or some such, and they're putting them into this conglomerate of crap and saying, okay, make a game. Now, estimates are they are planning on releasing a game early next year or late this year, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
So given the timetable that I've read, which may be inaccurate, and if it is, I apologize, but given that estimation of time, the only reason they could have thrown all of these people into this is because they want to hold up, look, this was a complete commercial failure, and you guys are gone.
All this Star Wars talk has gotten me thinking.
Thinking about?
I need to finish Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, you do! Like, how is that even, like, what?
I really love the rule set.
It's D&D 2.0.
Yeah, I know. I love the rule set, but I just haven't finished the fucking game.
Are you playing D&D today?
No.
Okay. Guess what you're doing today after the podcast?
I need to find a TV first.
Don't you have like a out input?
I need to find my bloody Xbox as well.
They have it on PC.
Maybe I should get it for PC then.
You can also get mods if you get it on PC.
Good argument. Because I actually got the game for free. Because the sort of the first job I had, they went bankrupt or something, and I just took a bunch of games when the bankruptcy
you
hit.
thief!
No, they were gonna throw them out, so I just took them. I didn't take too many. I think I took like 5 or 6 games. Some really good games, and yeah. So I do have the game, but I'll probably get it for PC if I can find it, and then I'm gonna have to play it and finish it. I know the ending, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
Well, but it's a BioWare game. It was a really good game. The system was great, and no, I totally agree. I actually have 4 copies of it sitting on my shelf.
I don't know why I didn't finish the game. I'm guessing time. I think I went to school at that point, and blah blah blah. I don't know. That's how it is to be young.
But okay, I do want to backtrack just slightly.
Yeah.
I have been bashing on the supposed DICE LA. I don't want, on the off chance that any of the developers that are going to be working for them are listening to this, I don't want you to think that I bear you guys personal animosity. You haven't done a good game. Like, you look at the list of games that they've done, and the closest one that I would say that I enjoyed was Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. And that was in 2004.
Ooh. Oh my. Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Let's see. A tweet from the Battlefield account has revealed some of the jobs on offer in the new LA-based studio, offering some insight into what DICE LA will be working on. It looks like the studio will be fairly focused on mobile titles. with the development manager role requiring the new hire to manage and coordinate the maintenance of EA's Android and iOS catalog of games. While anyone wishing to apply for the level designer role should have familiarity with the mass casual game space, along with familiarity with a female 35-plus gamer demographic, and has shipped successful social mobile products, while understanding monetization and free-to-play freemium models.
I'm gonna murder somebody.
Okay, I'm gonna read on. PC users may be interested to hear that the gameplay engineer role should have experience on work on PC titles, as well as experience developing and supporting back-end gameplay systems in a client-server environment, e.g. MMO. Though seeing as blah blah blah, there's Star Wars Old Republic, don't worry too much about consoles being neglected though. An audio artist position requests strong Gen 3 console title experience as well as solid knowledge of PC and console audio hardware.
Okay, so they are going to be working across the spectrum of platforms, but at the same time, like,
yeah. I knew you weren't gonna really like that, but I'm just really hoping that they don't focus too much on that.
I'm gonna cross my fingers. It doesn't fill me with hope though, because I mean, we saw EA do this when they acquired BioWare. BioWare name got labeled across everything, and this new studio, Dice LA, for most of the people that follow video games, they know that DICE did the Battlefield series, and DICE is amazing. But this is Dice LA, and the last 3 studios that EA has opened under the DICE name, or the last studio that EA opened under the DICE name that wasn't in Sweden, closed in bankruptcy not too long after.
Well, they also said that DICE LA will be mainly focusing on Battlefield 4. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just pulling sources from all over the place.
Wait. Dice LA is going to be doing Battlefield 4?
They're going to be mainly focusing on it. Hold on a moment. Let me bring this up. New Dice LA studio is focusing on Battlefield 4. EA has clarified the role of the new Dice LA studio, saying they are 100% focused on Battlefield 4 according to EA. So, yeah, I don't know. This was from N4G.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just pulling sources from all over the place. So, some of this stuff may not be correct, and some of this stuff probably won't be correct as soon as we actually get to know what Dice LA will be doing. So, we'll just have to sit and wait and see if they actually do what their main role is supposed to be, which is make Star Wars games. So, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm not a very patient person, and I'm rather, some would say, pessimistic. So
cynical.
The power of accurate observation is oft called cynicism by those that haven't got it.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, that was Dice LA.
Dice LA and Star Wars. What else did I have? Assassin's Creed 4 has announced the pre-order bonuses, which is yet another topic that could possibly get me ranting. I hate pre-orders, or pre-order bonuses that are separated out, but it looks like they're issuing a couple of different weapons, a couple of different costumes, and depending on where you order it from, you may or may not get a bonus mission.
Aha. Yeah, we love that. I read something else. That was something really silly. No, I just think it looks cool, but isn't it focused on pirates?
Yes.
That voice there.
That was my giddy as a schoolgirl, like yay. No, basically, from from what they've revealed, you'll be playing as Connor's grandfather. He's a pirate that then becomes trained by assassins, and they're blah blah blah. You get to punch sharks, and you get to go treasure hunting, and they're talking about how it is supposed to be near seamless, as in I'm sailing my boat up to the island and I jump off the boat and climb onto the island and I never hit a loading screen in between that. They have said, however, that there will be some loading screens in specific missions. Okay, I can get with that, but we'll see what happens.
I just may purchase that game on the basis of pirates. I didn't buy the third one.
I did because I'm an AC fan. I like the concept.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna buy it because the Civil War era. Pirates I can get behind.
Yeah, this is looking pretty cool. The trailer has Blackbeard talking about how the protagonist Kenway is a badass, and you probably don't want to cross him. And coming from Blackbeard the pirate, that says something.
Yeah. When is this game actually coming out?
October.
October. Okay.
Yep, that's where they have it estimated.
That's gonna be cool. Anything else?
Since we're on the topic of big companies shooting each other, how about Nintendo and EA?
Oh?
Apparently, Electronics Art, when they entered a partnership between EA and Nintendo, and EA has basically said we're not going to continue developing for the Wii U.
Yeah. That's more specifically with the Frostbite 3 engine.
Yes. It's apparently damn near impossible to use Frostbite 3 on the Wii U.
Yeah, so they just said, fuck off, and that's it, isn't it? And that's probably sparked $1 million lawsuits and all that. We'll be seeing more on that when it comes out. I don't really want to talk about that. I really don't.
Okay.
We've spoken enough about law in the previous episodes, have we not?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll get back to it. We always see this happening.
Down on it.
We've always seen this happening where two companies go into an agreement and one of them not being able to follow up on the agreement because of hardware limitations and all that. And it's going to continue happening forever.
Well, most likely, but at the same time, I mean, you sometimes you do like seeing those agreements come together and work out fantastically.
Yeah, when they come to fruition, everything is all good.
I mean, let's say Halo and Microsoft. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also read something about someone. I think someone tweeted. Someone in EA tweeted about the Wii U being shit.
Oh yeah, it's nowhere near as powerful as the Xbox, so why would anybody develop on it?
Yeah, so we'll see how this unfolds in the week. We'll probably hear more about it, unless it goes under the rug and we never hear about it again. But we'll see. I'll pay attention to it.
Okay. I do have one thing that might dispel this growing image that we totally hate EA.
Okay.
EA has just recently announced that they're doing away with one of the their irritating features, the online pass.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have to give them mad props for this, and it looks like this is one of the first decisions that came from their new CEO, or their acting CEO, rather. I don't know if they've announced who that will be yet. But, yeah, the online pass, basically, you buy a used game or you buy a new game 6 months down the road, and you want to use any of the multiplayer capability on it, then you have to purchase a pass that costs anywhere between $10 and $15. just to be able to use the content that you just paid $60 for.
Okay, yeah, toss it out the window. You'll have so much more dedication to the game if you do.
Definite. And they've decided that despite the fact that it was actually generating them money, estimates are that they were making about $12 million a year on it, that was not worth the hassle or the outcry from their audience, and so they are doing away with it as of bam this week.
Yeah, so the big problem about that is most gamers are actually under 18 and they don't have visas and all that, so they can't actually, pay for it. They can get the game.
But then at that point, then you have to ask, what are they doing buying that game anyways? I mean, there is a level of parental responsibility that comes into this, and that's another big topic that we could go on for days and days.
Like that, I played Duke Nukem when I was 8 or 9.
Oh gosh, you're so young.
Yeah. So, what the hell is wrong with it? I have no problem with people playing those sorts of games as long as it's, not uber violent like, let's say, Slaughterhouse.
Well, where do you see the problem with that is where do you draw the line? At what point does it no longer become the game developer's responsibility to manage your children?
Well, you manage your children the way you want. I don't care.
Well, exactly. But see, my problem with that is the public outcry. I mean, let's talk about, the stupid stuff. Like, okay, I have 2 kids. Well, more accurately, my husband has 2 kids, and I'm Daddy Rev. And we have multiple consoles. I've got an Xbox 360 and a Wii, and we play games. And the games that I allow them to play are not the same games that I play at night after they've gone to bed. As much as I think Halo is amazing, the youngest is too young to A, be entertained by it, and B, to enjoy it. So, most of the stuff that
How young is that?
6.
6. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I was 10 when I played Halo.
Oh god, I think I was 19, 20.
Yeah. You're old.
I'm old.
It came out 12 years ago.
But no, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I've put entire campaigns. The last time that we had the kids here with us, I was right smack dab in the middle of a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption. And I had to put it on hold when they were awake. And I could get in maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes after they went to bed before I had to go to sleep. But, that game, despite not being hyper graphically violent, is still something that I don't think that my kids should be exposed to.
Yeah.
And so is it right for me to go after, Rocksteady and say, "Oh my god, you're making this horrible violent game," and blah 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 blah?
No, you're supposed to manage it yourself.
Exactly.
It's your own choice. If you want your children to play whatever games they want, sure, go ahead, give them the games they want. But if you don't, then just don't buy them, for fuck's sake. It says so on the cover of the game whether or not your children should be playing it.
Exactly, and if you're the type that believes that your children can handle that, go for it. Our son is turning 7 next month, I think, 7 or 8, and I'm horrible with dates.
I know.
But his birthday is next month, and he is just going to be at about the right age that I would feel comfortable letting him play some of the games that I do. Not all of them. I mean, there are some that are still I would not allow him to play, but if he wants to jump in and play, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But if he wants to, we can discuss it. We can have a rational discussion and be like, okay, well, here's the deal.
Yeah. Good.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So props to EA for getting rid of the online pass
Yep.
and manage your own damn kids.
Yep. Right. So what will you be playing this week?
This week, I believe I'm going to try and finish The Force Unleashed 2. I'm going to try to get that hammered out today and tomorrow because I don't know how much playtime I'll have during the week. I'm probably going to be playing more Candy Box. And for some reason, we got into a discussion about Star Trek this morning. My husband and I did, and I think I'm going to play some Star Trek Legacy.
Okay.
At least that's what my goal is.
Okay. Good.
I
Legacy,
might also
which one was that?
Legacy was a really, really bad port. The controls are gimped, the story kind of sucks, but they go through the various eras. You start off with Captain Archer in the Enterprise era and work your way all the way up to the Enterprise Z.
Okay. Why did I write Star Wars Legacy? Star Trek Legacy. There we go.
And I also discovered because it is payday, I might be buying Max Payne 3 and Mirror's Edge.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens on that, but I'm trying to save up for my trip out to Pennsylvania.
Simplicity of controls, lukewarm response to the Xbox version. Well, you'll have to tell me whether or not the game's good because I watched a lot of Star Trek. Okay.
I enjoy it. I usually play it at least once a year.
Okay. I may pick it up. I don't know if I find the time. I'll have time, in 2 weeks when I quit my job. That's gonna be good.
Wait, you're quitting your job?
Yep.
Why?
Because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
End of conversation.
I just want to have, a vacation before I start school. I'm going to be going to school for 3 years if I get into school, that is. But I'm still quitting the job. I'll find something else to do. If I don't get into school, then I'll just find another school, I guess. It's not that hard.
Huh. All right. Well, good luck on that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So I'll have, 3 months, 2.5 months to play a lot of games. It's going to be nice. I'm going to love it.
And then you're going to be all gamed out for a year.
No. So, yeah. What will I be playing? I'll be playing Dota 2. Yeah. I'll be playing, maybe if there's, depending on whether or not I can fix that screen tearing issue. What else? Guns of Icarus Online I'll probably dabble into. Maybe some Mountain Blade. Some more reviews. Master of Orion. I don't know. I may pick up some other games. I don't know. I was thinking Metro Last Light. I don't know. I really just want to hear a proper review of it before I go into it. So that's going to be cool. I don't really have anything else on my platter for now. I may be playing some Knights of the Old Republic, depending on whether or not I find the time to do it.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see when it comes to that.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing.
So that's the menu.
Yep, I may also be streaming. I don't know.
Has Twitch been acting weird for you lately?
How so?
Well, I'm getting massive spikes in resource hog.
Yeah, I've been, well, not resource hogging, but, I've got a beast of a PC, so...
Yeah, Mr. 60,000 frames per second.
And 1,600. And 60,000.
I like my version better.
Okay. So yeah, that's... I've been having there's something wrong with the connection between the streamer and the Twitch servers. There's the streamer, then there's one server and another server before it goes to another server which distributes everything. I can't remember what the first server is called.
But they're having problems on their back end.
I don't know. It may also be, distributing to the people generally. I don't know.
Because I've checked out a couple of streams just randomly, and they've all been unwatchable. Your Dota stream the other day was actually one of the better quality ones, and even then I was locking up every 3 to 5 seconds, and it would freeze for maybe 2 seconds, and then catch up, and then freeze again. And
yeah, I've got amazing quality on my streams, and I'm also downscaling it in real time from 1080 to 720, so it's more watchable to the viewers because but
I'm seeing this behavior across the board. I tried watching some of Dariel's and a couple other streams in the last couple of days, and I've been getting the exact same behavior.
It's awful. But we'll see. Maybe they'll sort that out eventually. Because I know I've been watching Little Biscuits, Shoutcraft, StarCraft stuff. And that's been having some problems as well at times. But there are times when it's good as well. So yeah, that's good.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
towards the end then.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty natural breaking point. This has been episode 8, our furthest in episode of Time to Live podcast with Quad and Rev. I'm Rev saying goodbye, and my compatriot Quad.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week when we tackle the Xbox 720. Woo!
You sound like a newscaster in there.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
All right. So, thanks for listening. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye. See you later. Ciao.